Zombie Apocalypse.
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. This is 6 Scale Economist. Important video today. We are going to be talking about the releases that we have seen so far for the Sideshow Con for 2020. So right now we're just going to quickly go over the figures that we've talked about. I'll go more in depth into all these figures individually in future videos, but I just wanted to give an overall recap. And before we get into it, just for anybody that's watching this video, you know, as it comes out, I will be live tonight around 9 p.m. On the 6 Scale Scavengers podcast. For any of you who haven't checked that out before, awesome podcast where they talk about all things, you know, 6 Scale. So we'll be talking about a lot of the releases that, you know, were announced this week by Hot Toys. So definitely really fun podcast to join. Hop in the live chat, say what's up. But that will be tonight around 9 p.m. So let's just jump right into it. We got some heat this week. Now, take everything with a grain of salt. We've seen what Hot Toys has done in the past where they show us figures and they never come out. But there is some heat coming out this week. Here's just an overall picture of some of the things that we have seen, obviously. I'll talk about all of these individually, but the two things that really catch my eye here. One, we obviously saw the Clone Wars Anakin come out, you know, on Monday. I wasn't as jazzed up about it as I am once I see final images, but I'm definitely all about this figure. It's great. But the one that really caught me off guard was this Iron Man. Now let's just jump right into it and talk about all of them. First, we're going to talk about this Anakin and this Obi-Wan from Clone Wars. So obviously we saw these images. I was a little bit disappointed at first because I was like, it's kind of just like a repack. Same head sculpts we've seen before. Pretty similar clothing, little different colors, some armor, whatever. And I was kind of like, it's kind of like a little lazy by Hot Toys. I don't know. But then I really thought about it, and I thought, they have to give us a realistic look. It only makes sense for them to give us the same head sculpt. They actually gave us a different hair sculpt for Anakin, which is pretty cool, which I do appreciate. And like, I like Obi-Wan. I didn't totally love the color scheme of Anakin. I know that it's like accurate to like how like his Clone Wars depiction usually is, but I wasn't like super jazzed up about it. But I was definitely like, okay, I'm definitely buying this figure. But I was like, I feel like it could have been a little bit better. And then we saw like the final images today and like the things that he come with, and I was like, oh, this is such a no-brainer. Like the cape looks sick. The colors look kind of just like, I'm not totally in love with it, but like I think it looks cool, and I don't really know what else I was asking for with the Clone Wars Anakin. But I mean, it looks great. It's what you needed from a Clone Wars Anakin. I'm not really sure what else you could ask for. Also, we're seeing these Phase 2 clones. I wonder if they're going to give us, I hope that they give us these Phase 1 clones. I hope that they give us the Phase 2 clones just with this helmet as opposed to giving us a whole separate figure. You already know what they're going to do, though. They're going to give us a whole separate figure because it costs more money. But I think I'm okay with it. I think it looks pretty cool. I still like the Phase 2 clone troopers way more than the Phase 1 clone troopers. But that's cool. We got to see a little sneak peek of them. Anakin next to Obi-Wan. I mean, it looks great. I mean, these are two of like the best figures like in their Episode 3 releases I think that Star Wars Hot Toys have done. So this is a welcomed addition. I love the cape that they included with it too. I don't know why they didn't show it on display in the booth with the cape. I think it looks way better with the cape. So I don't know why they wouldn't capitalize on that, but I guess it's cool. I mean, it looks great. It's basically like pretty much what we already had with the other Anakin, just different hair piece. But I'm still about it. Obviously, you get the holograms, but why are you doing this to us? I know it's only Thursday, so I'm recording this video on Thursday, so like they might announce Ahsoka tomorrow. But why are you showing us a hologram of this? We need to see this actual figure. This will break the internet. This is the figure that everybody wants from the Clone Wars. Everybody is asking for this figure. Give us the Ahsoka. But take a look at everything that he comes with. I love the cape. I don't know why they didn't display him with the cape. He looks so much better with the cape and so much more like Clone Wars-esque. Everything that he comes with, it's like relatively basic, but there's also looks like there's going to be a deluxe version that comes with like the STP thing that he like rides, which I guess he theoretically rides. I don't really remember him riding it that much in the show, but like I'll do when I do a future in-depth review of this figure, I'll talk about it more, but I don't think I'm gonna pick up the deluxe. I don't really need that thing, and plus I think someone said it's gonna be like 420 USD for that deluxe set that includes that thing, so this one's probably gonna be a standard for me. Also love him with the poncho look. This is a dope figure. Obviously we don't have like official like sideshow images of the Obi-Wan like we do with the actual listing of this Anakin, but like Obi-Wan looks great too. I think I like the clothing on Obi-Wan more than I do on Anakin, but needless to say, like, these are both dead giveaways. I'm obviously picking up these figures. Like, I think I kid myself for like 5 seconds when I first saw them. I was like, oh, this is kind of just a repack, and I was like, nope, I still have to buy it. Not out of my control. Here's another image of both of them. So they look great. It's annoying because it was an easy one for Hot Toys to do, and it's like, ugh, I know you're gonna take my money, but you can have it. I'm gonna buy both of these figures for sure. I'll do more in-depth reviews separately for each of these figures, but I'm super pumped to see those. Also, another one. This one was sick. This was so awesome by them. I want the Bespin Luke. Where's the Bespin Luke? But if you're gonna give me, you know, the Snowspeeder Luke, I'll take it. And plus, we also saw like new images this morning of him again, and he actually looks like much more dirty. I don't know if they did that like on scene. Like maybe they saw like feedback from people that they wanted a more like weathered look, but it looks so great. It's just better in it's superior in every aspect to you know, the Sideshow Snowspeeder Luke Skywalker, which by the way is also like a pretty solid figure, but this was a great release by Hot Toys. And this is one that's like totally not them cheaping out or anything, like, you know, like totally different clothing. We haven't seen this before in any Hot Toys figure. Like sweet helmet, like cool display base. It's clamshell, but like whatever. Great release by them. I'm not trying to get my hopes up too high because like I don't believe it until I see an actual listing on, you know, on Sideshow to buy this figure. But you know, definitely super pumped to see this one. That was a great release by them. It just wasn't that expected. Everyone was like, oh, we're gonna see Bespin Luke, we're gonna see Bespin Luke, finally we're gonna see Bespin Luke, and then bang, they drop a Snowspeeder Luke on us. I think it's going to look good. And also, something that's interesting, Hoth Leia, I mentioned this in a previous video on my live stream, Hoth Leia has been, you know, really catching a bid lately. Like, the price of that figure is, like, you know, going up to, like, $450 the past couple of weeks. And it's interesting because now we see this figure come out. In my mind, the first figure that I would pair with a Hoth Leia would be this figure. That's the only figure that really makes sense to go with it. So, while it's not, like, you know, a Hoth Luke necessarily, but it is, like, how he appeared on Hoth. That's going to be a great figure for Hoth Leia, and it sounds like I imagine Hoth Leia is probably going to hold 450 area, maybe push 500 like Episode 4 Leia did. That's going to be a great pairing for both of them. Getting into the next one. This one came out of nowhere. Absolute heat. The price, an absolute killer. But we'll talk about that in a second. I did not expect them to release this figure. It's unique. It's like no other Iron Man we have. That's like a very different, like completely new mold, obviously, but it's still like the Mark 46 armor under there is what it looks like, which is my favorite armor. It looks awesome. I'm concerned though. How are you going to be able to display this? This part looks like so thin. I hope that it doesn't end up feeling more like a statue rather than a figure. But it looks like you can like pose it around, which is cool. That just looks a little thin to me. But this figure is so sick. Such a cool, like no other Iron Man you have in the collection. I was really bummed when I saw that it was priced at $420. I think I'm gonna have to buy this figure. I'm gonna do I'm gonna do solo videos recapping all of these figures and my actual like thesis from a collection and investment perspective. But this figure is so cool, so unique, so weathered. The detail looks unbelievable. It's $420, so it must be die cast. It looks like it's die cast. This is gonna look so good, and now this makes me feel like, okay, now I definitely have to get Mysterio. And like I already am so pumped to get both versions of the Spider-Man from Far From Home. It's gonna look fantastic with this figure. The display base is so gnarly too. This is such a W by Hot Toys. This is like came out of nowhere, and they already posted it like on Sideshow, like obviously what I'm on right now. Like the skull underneath. The display base is just so sick. He doesn't come with a whole lot. I don't really know what else he could have came with, but like that, you're paying for that display base and you're paying for this insane detail. I guess he doesn't really need to come with all that much else. But $420 is steep. Again, we'll talk about it in its own separate video. But this is absolute heat from Hot Toys. Like, they showed us, like, those first 4, like, whatever, Toy Fair exclusive Marvel figures with, like, the hologram gimmicky Iron Man or whatever. And I was like, yikes, is that really the best we're going to get from Marvel? And then they just absolutely dropped this bombshell on us. Straight fire. Super pumped to do a review of that figure in the future. Alright, next one. Actually, quickly, I did want to mention about the statues. I'm not a statue collector. Unfortunately, these statues are really badass too. And so, like, I'm not a statue collector. I can't get into it. But that Obi-Wan looks really sick. I'm just going to put it out there. If I was a statue collector, I would be buying all 4 of these. But I just don't think I can financially get into statues too. But that was cool to see, you know, statues get their love in this thing. All right, next one that I wanted to talk about. Everyone was pumped about Hot Toys Baby Yoda coming out, right? And then we saw the images, and they kind of blew. And everyone was like, oh gosh, that does not look good. I know a lot of people, like, canceled their pre-orders for Hot Toys, like, bought the Sideshow one. Now people are thinking, like, oh gosh, like, is the Sideshow one going to suck too? Like, are we not going to get a good Baby Yoda? And then they showed the video of this Baby Yoda, and it looks fantastic. They did a sick job. Sideshow totally smoked Hot Toys on this one. I was super impressed with how this looked. I thought it looked exactly how the pre-images looked for the actual figure. It looks so realistic. It looks like cute. Like, I don't need any other like like ears or anything else with this figure. This is all I wanted from a Baby Yoda life size, and they just absolutely crushed it. And I'm super pumped that I pre-ordered this one and not the Hot Toys one, and I'm stoked to get it. They did a great job with this. Kudos to Sideshow. Sideshow usually, I think a lot of stuff they kind of drop the ball. They did not drop the ball on this one. Absolutely smoked this figure. Yeah, and that's basically it. Just a short recap for today, just talking about the figures. We're going to go in depth into all of these and do a full recap once this Sideshow Con week is over, but I feel like I just had to get a video out there and talk about some of these things. They just really... This is just a really good week. It's just like Christmas. And there's so many other figures I have to talk about too. Like this Tony Stark, like Wonder Woman, like all these other ones, but... You know, it's Thursday. If tomorrow... And also, I didn't even talk about the Jango Fett too. Like, they gave us... We got to see the Jango Fett again. Who knows if we're not going to get it again for a whole nother year, because we did see it at Sideshow Con... I mean, San Diego Comic-Con last year, but... You know, they showed us some heat. Today's Thursday. If they give us an Ahsoka tomorrow on Friday, I mean, it's gonna be lights out. It's gonna be lights out for this week. I mean, there's just too many things to buy. I mean, this is like a quick $2,000 that I'm gonna be shipping out to get all of these figures, but I have to have all of them. We're going to talk about this figure in the future, but I think I have to have this figure. Let me know in the comment section specifically what you guys think about this Mysterio Illusion Iron Man. It didn't feel like one that you need to have in your collection, but God, it just looks so, so great. And they did the Mark 46 armor. Wow. So great. Luke's great. Obi-Wan, Anakin. These 3 are 100% buys for me. And the Baby Yoda, which I already have on pre-order, they just absolutely crushed it. And like the way they're handling this whole online Sideshow Con thing. I honestly hope that they just do this every year in the future. San Diego Comic-Con is really fun, but like for a lot of people, most people that don't get to go, myself included usually, it's so great to be able to like look forward to like every night at 7 p.m. like see what they're going to like show in like their booth or whatever, even though it's kind of been the same thing multiple days. And like waking up in the morning and like checking your phone to see like, oh, like what did they announce and whatever. It's an exciting week. They're doing a great job. But these are only my thoughts. Let me know in the comment section, what are you guys thinking? What do you guys think about these releases? Are you guys picking up all of these? Which ones are you picking up? What do you think about this Iron Man? You know, what do you think about these Clone Wars, Obi-Wan, and Anakin? Let me know about all of that in the comment section below. And again, if you are watching this video tonight, make sure to tune in live tonight around 9 p.m. 6 Scale Scavengers on YouTube. I will be live on our podcast. Super great time. Jump in, say hello, and we'll go from there. But that will wrap it up. This is 6 Scale Economist. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you in the next video.